a chance to hear from Patrick Allcorn, Head of Local Energy at BEIS, and I'm sure a familiar face and voice to many of us. So Patrick, over to you.
Thanks, Phil. It's a real pleasure to be here. We've been talking about a platform like this for a good number of years. In fact, we did a digital discovery in BEIS around this over 2 years ago, because we see this as a key part of the opportunity to address a number of the issues that Rob has just mentioned in the report from PwC. So I'm Patrick Allcorn. I'm head of the local net zero team as of the 1st of April. We are changing our branding. The energy hubs will become local net zero hubs, and we will be part of the net zero strategy team in BEIS, looking at how we can strengthen the relationship between local government, communities, and central government on the broad subject of net zero, rather than the slightly narrower version of just the energy elements of net zero. Clearly, a lot of what we're doing has been set out at a very high level in last year's net zero strategy, and a lot of the focus that we had there was on this kind of issue. So the opportunity to enhance and improve our engagement with the sector. So we do a lot of work through our hubs, through the team that I manage, working with local government up and down England, and with the devolved administrations. But it is has been all quite individual and piecemeal. And what we're hoping to do through the Net Zero Forum, through Net Zero Go, is to build a community, build a platform and an engagement process that allows us to really get to the heart of the issues and the differences in local government. I mean, there's a question in the chat already about, does this apply to rural? Does this apply to, there are so many different places in England, in the UK, that we need to be able to understand the differences in order to make those differences the most effective solutions to net zero. So a blanket approach to net zero isn't going to work everywhere. The models that average everything and target that median clearly fail to deliver for the extremes that we know we have in terms of building type, in terms of transport opportunities, in terms of economic opportunities. And so net zero, we're seeing net zero as a key part of delivering levelling up, and that those two key government priorities coming together really strongly to enable economic growth through retrofit, through renewables, through a range of different interventions that will help us get to net zero, but also help places change and develop and innovate for that economic growth. And the levelling up, this platform for us, it does hit that levelling up, because it's that sharing of information, that speeding up of delivery, that those that have the opportunity and have had the opportunity to date, because they've got capacity, because they've got different powers, because they've got different political leadership, they've learned lessons. And how do we get those lessons to the local authorities who haven't been through that process yet? And this platform is that tool that we want it to become. Clearly, it's not going to be there on day one. This is a starter, and we are looking forward to working with Energy Systems Catapult and all of you in developing this platform, building the frameworks, drawing in the expertise, to create not just a one-stop shop for information and information exchange, but to build a community where people can go and find trusted allies and trusted friends and trusted information, so that they can go to their members, they can go to their committees, and they can say, this is what is possible, this is how we do it, this is the precedent that's been set, not just in a big city like London with all of the resources it has, but in a local authority like ours somewhere else in the country. And that safety in numbers and that community is where we really want to get this to. I think the last thing I'd want to say on this, though, is that we're not going to get there just by local government. And so we need this to be a framework that builds and pulls together all of the work that's being done by the plethora of consultancies, of third sector organizations that have done guidance and advice for the public sector. So this is not about recreating and redoing and duplicating all of that work, but bringing it all together. And a huge thanks to all of those who have already contributed. And I know many of the people on the call today have, but reaching out and bringing those together so this genuinely becomes the one-stop shop for local net zero, and getting local authorities to net zero is the aspiration that we have for this platform. So thank you to Rob for the work to set it up and his team. Thank you to Phil and to Gordon and the team for actually doing all of the hard graft. But the vision is that this is just the start, and that this needs to get bigger and better and more comprehensive over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, as we all go through the journey. So this is a living, changing platform to help you, help your councillors, help your organisations deliver the high ambitions that I know you all have. Thank you.
Patrick, fabulous, and a great outline of the ambition that we all hold for this platform.